NewsNation has not authenticated it, so there's a possibility this is a case of accidental misidentification or of a deliberate and sick hoax. His father, Seth Rogers, says there is video of the sighting as well. We're hearing authorities are looking into it, but whatever it is, the image adds a new twist to an already bizarre case. And joining me now is Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, and Tony Mathis, a family friend who is helping Seth and his family out. Thank you both for being here. Seth, I've got to ask you about this photo. When you look at it, do you think it's Sebastian?
I do.
You're sure?
Pretty sure.
And I understand you drove to North Carolina to check it out. What did you find?
Drove to North Carolina to see the video. I was told that the video was unavailable to me because of an investigation.
Where did the video or the photo come from? Do you know?
My private investigator has spoken to the person who took the video. The picture was taken at Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina.
And why would he, your son is autistic. Does he know anybody in North Carolina?
I don't know.
And how far away is North Carolina from his home? How many miles, do you know?
It's about a 6-hour drive with no traffic.
Okay, so no idea how your son would have gotten 6 hours away to a whole different state with nobody that you know. Nobody you know in North Carolina, no reason for him to be there.
No, ma'am.
Tony, first of all, let's clarify your involvement in this case. You are not being paid by Seth to be his spokesperson. You're just volunteering to help him, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what have you been doing? What have you been able to find? What aid have you been able to give?
So I've only been officially with Seth since Friday. I traveled all weekend. We've set up some interviews. We're doing more talking back and forth and coaching as to how interviews should work, which interviews to take, how to make sure that we're prepared for the interviews. And quite honestly, we're just trying to cut out the drama in the case and get refocused on finding Sebastian.
Has anybody gone and interviewed any of the people or gone to the underpass where it appears he is in this photo?
I don't believe so. We wouldn't know if law enforcement had done that or not because we really haven't got much information from them regarding this, which we completely respect because it is part of an ongoing investigation. We were given quite a bit of hope when Seth asked to look at the camera footage from the state park, and law enforcement told the state park not to show anybody the footage because it was part of the investigation. So, you know, we feel like if there was nothing to see here, then there would have been no problem with him looking at the footage. So we're hopeful that there's something positive going on.
But wouldn't police want the missing teenager's father to look at the footage to confirm that that is, in fact, the missing teenager?
So I ran Seth through this scenario the other night. You know, let's say that there was footage of him walking and getting into a car with a license plate, and Seth caught a glimpse of that license plate. I think Seth could tell you what he would do if he got a license plate number and thought his kid may be somewhere. And you can answer that again, Seth.
I'd be knocking at their door, probably aggressively.
So I mean,
go ahead.
You know, we're trusting that there's a good reason that they're not letting him look at this video. It could be for safety. It could be for vetting purposes. But I know it's hard as a dad not being able to see that video.
Seth, your son was at your ex-wife's home when he vanished, his mother's home when he vanished. What has she told you about, he disappeared, according to her, in the middle of the night, correct?
That's what she said.
Has she told you anything else?
Just what the news knows.
So you're not speaking to her yourself directly?
Yes and no, but it's not.
And do you feel... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. We're speaking about future things like the vigil that's coming up, things of that sort.
All right, this is a very mysterious case. Are you hoping, Seth, that the FBI gets involved if it's a missing teenager, underage, who's now across state lines?
I would truly hope that the FBI would take the lead, because I believe that is my son and he is across state lines. And I would really, truly appreciate it if the FBI did take lead on this case.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.